The biggest trick we fall for in photography is thinking that we need to always take epic photos. Landscapes, landmarks, and exotic cars, stuff like that. Believing that every time we pick up the camera, the subject must be unique and interesting, and something that will wow whoever ends up seeing that photo. Now, there's nothing wrong with taking such epic photos, but we can get so caught up in chasing bangers that we forget a type of photography that is equally or maybe even more important, and that is everyday photography. Now, when I say everyday photography, I mean taking photos of ordinary everyday objects and moments. It's photography that isn't boxed. It can be anything: food, street life, buildings around you, moments with your family or friends, your shoes, the sky. You get the point. Anything that interests you counts. I recently heard about William Eggleston, and looking through his work, I saw that he took photos of everything and anything, and I found this to be really interesting. This type of photography doesn't get much attention because it's considered to be boring, and I used to think the same way. I even got interested in photography after seeing some epic landscape photos, and one day I would still like to take a photo of the Northern Lights in Norway. But here's why I think everyday photography is more important. Let's say you have the opportunity to visit an exotic location like Japan. Imagine you can visit Japan for 2 weeks every year for the rest of your life, and you take epic photos during your trip. You still have 50 weeks left in the year of your everyday normal life. Now, I'm sure the Japan trip will be memorable, but if you live till you're 100 and you visit Japan, that is 200 weeks worth of photographs, assuming you travel every year of your life. That's a lot, really, but it's nothing compared to the 5,000 weeks you would still have left of your everyday normal life. The point I'm trying to make here is that much of our time is spent in mundane places, doing mundane things, and these mundane experiences are mostly what we look back on and try to remember. So why not take more photographs of these everyday objects and moments? There is also the problem of social media. Social media was once used as a means of sharing things, but that's largely not the case anymore. Social media has now become a place where everything you post has to be perfect, whether you're a photographer or you're not. Most photographers use it for work, and that means they share only their best photos. The rest of the random mundane photos they take don't end up online, and that's really okay. The problem is that many new photographers or people who enjoy taking photos generally can end up feeling like their photos don't follow a theme and therefore not good enough. And this can rob them of the enjoyment that comes with the craft. You'd end up wanting to take or share photos that you love because they are not perfect or they don't fit the grid. But that should not be the case. Most of us got into photography and stayed because we loved it. We enjoyed making photos of the things that interested us. It was fun and we loved our photos, blurry and all. At the same time, we wanted to improve because we knew we could. Every bad photo we took showed us that there was something to work on. And I'm sure there's no photographer who isn't always trying to learn something new. Photography isn't supposed to be perfect. It should be about taking the best photos we can at that particular moment in time. And there's no better way to do this than with everyday photography because it offers us the freedom to do the type of photography we enjoy and want to do. It allows us to be creative with whatever tool we have. It doesn't matter what camera you're taking photos with. It doesn't matter what subjects you're taking photos of. It doesn't matter if you edit your photos or not. What matters is that you actually take photos of what's around you and what interests you. Another thing is, everyday life is actually beautiful. Yes, it might not seem like that, but a lot of these moments and objects that are simple and random are always great when you look back on them years later. Those random photos you take today could become cherished memories tomorrow. Besides, everyone thinks their life and where they live is boring. But if you ask someone who lives on the other side of the world what they think about your life and your environment, I'm sure they'll think it's pretty interesting. There is beauty in everyday life, and the photos we take today can help us remember these small moments. So go and make photos of what's around you, and have fun doing it, because there's no point if you don't. Thanks for watching, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you later.